Hey everyone, this is Anthony from the Console Gaming Crew, and we could not be happier to announce that we are now part of the Boss Rush Podcast Network and are featured on BossRushGames.com. BossRushGames.com is a place where you can find up-to-date news articles, blogs, and podcasts about video games. In addition to that, there is a growing collection of podcasts in not just the gaming community, but other communities as well. We are honored to be part of such a great network of podcasters, so please stop by and give everyone a listen. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Yo, crew members, what it be?
Heyo!
I'm getting good at this.
I was gonna go high,
I'm getting good at
but
this.
I didn't.
All right, so we basically just we want to go ahead and throw down a news-heavy episode, because a bunch of shit fucking happened.
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff has happened so far.
Oh, we start with mine? No, we not.
No,
Okay.
no, we're gonna start with the with the big piece of cake, and then we'll work with the smaller
start
ones.
with mine. We all know Wes likes to talk a lot, so of course we're going to start with Wes.
Well, I mean, look, I'm a glutton for punishment, and what can we say?
All right, so go ahead. What's this about? What do
So
you got
we're
going on here?
All right, so we're going to talk about the release of the information for the Steam Deck portable.
PC. That's what this is.
Essentially,
It's a
yeah.
PC. And I think we had this conversation a little bit. The only reason we're kind of talking about it is due to the fact that it's like...
There are a bunch of comparisons to the consoles.
The consoles, and it's...
So it makes sense to go ahead and talk about it.
It's like a Switch, but like a PC, but like... yeah, fuck it. Go ahead, Wes. Continue.
I feel like you were doing pretty good right there.
No.
Nah, yeah. So I mean, look, I'm gonna break it down essentially when it comes down to like what we see versus the Series X, and then also like the PS5. Because when we talk about this Steam Deck, we're also going to talk about essentially the next gen, now current gen consoles. You're not getting anywhere near, for the most part, with any of this shit. But the biggest thing about this whole thing is the simple fact that it is a portable. It is more portable than a laptop to be able to go ahead and like play games on.
Yeah.
It's essentially a laptop converted into a Switch to be able to go ahead and play this stuff, but without having the games that you can play on a Nintendo Switch.
Right.
You mean exclusives? I'll put it that way. So I mean, like the CPU is half the capacity of anything from the next gen stuff right now, the Series X or PS5. The GPU is, it's sitting nowhere near what these ones are. The GPU power is abysmal compared to the next gen console. So we talked before about Series X is 12 teraflops. The PS5 is 10 teraflops. We talked about what a significant difference that is. The teraflops on the Steam Deck is 1.6. I feel like, dude, you are not sitting anywhere near when it comes down to this shit. When it comes down to the target performance, you're talking about only a 420p up to 60 hertz.
I'm ready when you are for these.
Go ahead, please.
You want to just run through this whole thing?
Yeah, do it.
All right, yeah. I just got it off The Verge. It says, given that the two handhelds are the closest together in form factor and price, still worth looking at them side by side. Unlike the Switch, the Steam Deck swaps. This goes even just like aesthetic stuff too.
Yeah.
But unlike the Switch, the Steam Deck swaps removable controllers for some additional input methods. There's a pair of controller-style trackpads on either side of the display, in addition to the thumbsticks and 4 extra buttons on the back of the device that serve as a paddle-esque additional inputs. It also... Oh, go ahead.
Now, real quick, just wanted to talk about the paddles on the back. It's very much like an Xbox Elite controller. You've been having those little extra pieces on the back to go ahead and completely customizable as well.
It also offers Bluetooth audio for connecting a pair of wireless headphones, something that the Switch rather frustratingly lacks, as we have said 1 or 5,000 times. The Switch does win out in battery life, though, with 4.5 to 9 hours quoted for the Switch OLED versus 2 to 8 hours on the Steam Deck, with Valve telling IGN that you can realistically expect 4 hours of Portal 2 at 720p and 60 frames per second. The Switch is also much lighter than the Valve's portable, weighing in at 0.93 pounds, compared to the Steam Deck's 1.47, so a little under a pound versus like a pound and a half.
Yeah.
Choosing between the $349 OLED Switch and the $399 Steam Deck will largely come down to preference, though. So if you do prefer Nintendo's level of polish and lineup of exclusive games, or Valve's rougher around the edges but more powerful option, it's going to be an interesting choice.
Now, when it comes down to talking about the prices, now there are 3 different price sets for the Steam Deck. You have a $399 price, a $529 price, and a $649 price. And all of that has to do with the storage mainly. When it comes down to these, because you have a 64 gigabyte, which is going to be the $399. You have a 256, which is for the $529, and you have the 512, which is going to be for the $649. If you want to run an actual comparison, you want to talk about the top notch, tail of the tape for these two. So you're going to have to talk about the $650 fucking Steam Deck going up against the $350 OLED for the Switch, right? That would make the most sense. You want to talk about, like, okay, which portable is better? You want to go ahead and talk about the best of the best.
Yes.
Yeah. So, look, you have a USB-C, display out, which you have the same for the Switch. There's no disk drive, which obviously is the same for Switch. You have an expandable storage, which is the same for the Switch. The target performance, that's going to be the critical thing, because you're talking about a 720p up to like a 1280. I think I saw was for the Steam Deck, as opposed to
60.
like the OLED.
Yeah.
The OLED going ahead and being
it's capped out at 720.
Yes. So, and then do you have anything on RAM for the Switch?
I did not see any. What RAM is in the Switch?
Yes.
I can find that out.
Because the RAM is the only thing that's comparable to the next gen models. Because the RAM is sitting at 16 gigabytes, and the Xbox Series X and the PS5 are both sitting at the same.
So the regular model of the Switch has 6 gigabytes of RAM.
Okay.
The OLED model has 8.
Okay, so it's only sitting at half the capacity.
Yeah.
But at the same time, both of these systems, both the Steam Deck and the OLED, are dockable. Into which, at that point, it doesn't matter about what the screen does anyway. All that matters is what your TV is capable of.
Yeah.
So, at that point, it's basically moot. So, the whole reason we're talking about this to begin with is the simple fact of that it seems like like I said before, a portable PC console. Because
it's tough trying to distinguish whether or not it's a PC, handheld, or like if it's more towards the console.
Yes, and that's kind of why
There's
we're
so much
running
overlap
with it. Because anytime, because I'm also looking at theverge.com with the comparison, and anytime they asked the people at Valve when it came down to what this thing could do, they consistently said the PC, or it's a PC, or RPC. Yeah. So they went ahead and just made sure that they drilled in the point that it's not a console. And technically it's not, because you can take the OS out. You can completely drop the operating system and put in, you can put in Linux. You can put in you just run off of regular Windows. It doesn't fucking matter. And you can also run other stuff. Like, people are talking about being able to run Game Pass. Like the PC Game Pass on this. You can go ahead and run Epic Games on this thing. Nobody has really seen what you can actually do with it yet. But actually being able to do that does put it a little bit of a tier higher than what you can get off of like a Switch, or even off of one of the next gen consoles. Now,
either way, they're throwing their hat in the ring.
They are, I agree, they're absolutely throwing their hat in the ring. Now, is it worth it? A $650 portable quote unquote PC console. I'll just go ahead, I'll just make that hybrid now, just to go ahead and just make it simple for us. Would you pay for that? For roughly the same amount of money, if not a little bit more, you can go ahead and get a Series X or PS5, like I said, if you can find them. And on top of that, get a Switch Lite for the same amount of money. It's which then you're basically getting almost everything anyway.
what would I do? I would buy whichever one of the Xbox or the PS5 I could find. Let this thing marinate a bit, see how it works, see if it comes down in price, and then go. I mean, either way, it's not as expensive as buying an Atari 2600 back in the day.
That is true.
Yeah, you're right.
It's what y'all will hear at some point when we go ahead and drop the consoles through history, because that is our next one.
But
true.
yeah, I would probably 650 bones is a lot to part with to not really know what something's gonna be like, especially if it's just a hand. I mean, yes, it's dockable, but
And then only having 4 hours of life.
Not worth it.
yeah,
Pretty
I'm
much
gonna-
at 6. I mean, look, who is really playing anything at 60 frames per second? Honestly, at 720.
I don't know.
At 720p, it doesn't make any sense to play anything at 60 frames per second anyway. It sounds off.
You're right. I mean, you're not wrong. But yeah, I would hold off, let that thing come out, see what it's about, and then worry about it later. Because they're not going to increase the price.
No, they're definitely
So-
not. And I mean, look, the bottom price that we're getting for it is $400, which goes ahead and makes it. You mean like you spend another $50? You know what I mean, as compared to the OLED, and then you're going ahead and getting this thing to where you have like. With the Switch, you are limited on the amount of games you can get.
Yeah.
Steam the amount of games you can get on a Steam, just Steam sales or anything else. If you have an account, you have tens of thousands of games that you can get. So I mean, look, that's also another thing to go ahead and think of.
Look, I'd rather, find out that it's actually really good and just be late to the party than drop 650 bones and find out that it's not worth even close to that. I'd rather that.
Okay.
If I had to pick.
All right.
Y'all feel?
No, I'm good with it. All right, so let's go to your story next.
Sweet. This is one that I'm actually super happy about. So I found out that it was time for the 2K, the NBA 2K22 cover athletes, and I was trying to rack my brain thinking who it could be because you never really know, and found out that this year Candace Parker is the first woman. I almost said first woman. First woman to be on the cover of NBA 2K22. I just want to scroll down so I can just give a little bit about her. So Candace Parker plays for the Chicago Sky. She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and the second player ever to dunk in a WNBA game. She was part of the Los Angeles Sparks in 2016 when they won the first finals title since 2002. She's won multiple MVP awards. And is also a gamer apparently, which is sweet. She's actually she's quoted saying she's grew up a video game fanatic. That's what she did, to a point where her brothers would give her a fake controller when she was younger, so she thought she was playing and she wasn't. Who hasn't done that, by the way? I've done
We do that with my son now.
Absolutely.
We all do it.
The WNBA was first added to NBA games in 2K20, which is so sick. I mean, long overdue, but I'm glad it's in there, and now it's nice to see that they have representation on the cover. And she's badass. Like, I've seen her play. I watch her a lot because she does guest spots on some of the sports shows that I watch while I'm working, like First Take and stuff like that. And she's really good. So it's sweet to see. So apparently she's going to be with other cover athletes: Luka Doncic, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dirk Nowitzki, KD, and Rui Hachimura. Where's Rui Hachimura getting the cover for? Sorry, I just didn't see that until now.
Didn't we just play him?
We did. He's on the
Wizards.
Yeah.
I mean, look, yo,
it's got to be because of where he's from. He's probably the cover athlete for his.
Yeah, for Japanese. Yeah.
So is he Japanese?
I believe.
Or
he's Japanese.
Did you just read
No.
Hachimura and guess?
No, I did not.
Okay, good.
I think he did. Because now he's gonna Google it.
Absolutely.
Man, Wes, you're all over the place.
But anyway,
Yeah,
it's sick for her to be the first, and I can't think of anyone that deserves it more to be the first female cover athlete for 2K. She's done a lot. She still does a lot for the sport and for women's sports.
Japanese.
Attaboy. Good job. So yeah. So Rui Hachimura, Kevin Durant, Candace Parker. What just happened to your lips, dude? Come here. It's the
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which, look, man, you talk about a fucking legend. There you go.
Yes. Right now, number 1 in points. Probably soon to be passed, but yeah, that's my story.
All right, so another one we're going to talk about is something that I'm actually I know Anthony's super excited for, just because he's run through these games, and this motherfucker is badass as shit. So what we got?
So this is really exciting. God of War's Kratos voice actor will play Black Panther in the Marvel's Avenger. Christopher Judge, the voice actor of God of War Kratos, will be lending his voice to King T'Challa, Black Panther in Marvel's Avengers when the War of Wakanda expansion launches later this year. At first, he was extremely hesitant on taking the role to play the voice of T'Challa. It says right here, and this is from him, it says, "I turned it down straight away. Judge said there's many Black Panthers, but I really didn't believe that anyone should ever do T'Challa again after Boseman."
Like, yo, I literally just got chills just from hearing that. Like, dude, Chadwick Boseman was the perfect pick in the MCU.
Yeah.
For Black Panther.
And so right here it says, "To be quite honest, I was fearful of being compared to what Chadwick had so wonderfully done," which is also true, 100%. Yes. The only way I could really wrap my head around it was not to even attempt a voice match and to let his performance stand out on its own. So that is going to be cool, and I'm actually extremely excited to see what he has to bring to the table.
Yes.
Especially after what he did with Kratos.
And I will also say that we will get to see that, when the War for Wakanda comes out, and one of our buddies is actually going to be playing that on stream, live. It's going to be Mike from the Console Gaming Crew. He's going to be doing his normal Thursday dinner dates, and he's going to be jumping back into the Avengers game. So we get to go ahead and watch that.
It's going to be Mike from what?
God damn it. I really said that, didn't I?
I mean, he's still part of our crew, but
I think so.
He's definitely not part of the show.
From the Twisted Cape. My apologies. Yes.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this because his voice alone for Kratos, there's that resonation inside your body. You're like, this voice is so good.
Not to mention, he is a huge individual. You know what I mean? Like, dude, he you want to talk about resonance? Like, his whole body just. Yeah,
dude. So this is going to be really, really exciting to hear. So,
just to go a little off since we're talking about voice actors and shit like that, there's not a whole lot of new information, but they did get more voice actors from the Last of Us game that are going to be part of the TV series. I did hear that. I don't believe they're reprising their roles from the game.
No, because the guy who played Joel's brother in the game is going to be playing a different character in the show.
Yeah, they've also finally, production's, I believe, set to go until into 2022, but they are, it's starting to round out. Some set photos have already come out. Same thing with, you're finally starting to see more set photos from the Uncharted movie, which I'm actually super excited about.
We'll see.
I'm the same way. I'm treating it like any other video game movie
I'm
ever.
hesitant, but we'll see.
I'm only excited because I feel like if they tell the right story and they set it in the right time frame, Tom Holland should do a perfect job.
At the same
depending
time,
on how they do it.
If we haven't heard anything yet from Tom Holland, I'm worried because that man doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut.
He doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. Yeah. Well,
next we have is some data mining that happened, and it looks like what we already knew that Netflix was going to be doing something within the gaming world, and it looks like they might be teaming up with Sony to go ahead and actually get this done. So it looks like when it comes down to this whole data mine, we're looking at the codename Shark. When it comes down to the placement of the PlayStation IPs.
Sure.
Yes. So, look, all of this is just data mining, so we don't actually have any actual concrete information.
You'll get concrete information soon enough. Give me hope. No, it doesn't matter because the article that I was looking for was all just speculation at this point. It's all the speculation at this point. Some people thinking that it could have something to do with Sony's trying to figure out an answer for Game Pass because they don't really have one yet, and
see, that's going to be the biggest thing.
In my opinion, they're
teaming up,
slaughtered in that area.
Insanely.
It's not.
I mean, what is it? I mean, right now, I honestly think it's like 160, almost 200 games right now in Game Pass.
Yeah.
Dude, there is so much of a abundance of choice. You know what I mean? That it makes it insanely difficult to actually pick what you want to play. And I will say that as somebody who scrolls through Game Pass a lot and goes, what am I going to fuck with next?
It's not even just that they have so many games, because there are some games on there that, let's be honest, they look like shit and you would never play them. More than likely. I don't know because I haven't played them.
A lot of old school Xbox, OG Xbox games.
But that's out of the 150, 200 games they have on there, that's maybe 20 of them. Like the rest, the fact that you get these huge games that come there, some of them that come day one, and then other ones that take some time to get there. Like I was actually, did I tell you about UFC?
No, that was me.
Yeah, I was telling Anthony like when UFC 4.
I'm not part of a lot of these conversations anymore.
Yeah,
sorry.
That whole crew chat that we have is just like me and Andy chat. Weird.
When UFC 4 came out, I was telling
Awkward,
Alex,
right?
I was telling my wife, I was like, I may, I'll probably just wait until it comes to like a PS5 or an Xbox flash sale or something like that, because sometimes those games it just seem like a carbon copy of the one before. So like I'm not about to pay full price. If I can get it for $20 down the line, cool. Well, when I went on Game Pass yesterday, UFC 4 was on Game Pass now. So I'm like, I love it when it works out.
Yeah.
I was like, I could probably wait for Resident Evil Village, but if it ever does come, it would probably be a long time from now, because that game is still extraordinarily popular and makes a fuck ton of money.
That is true.
So if it even did come to Game Pass, it would probably come to a sale before it came to Game Pass. But it's cool that that's on there now. So back to what I was saying, people speculating that this Netflix partnership could be something in the works to rival Game Pass.
Yeah,
I don't know where that would go.
I mean, look, it was data mined, which means that there is a good chance that, that's what we're going to see, but that doesn't necessarily solidify that's what we're going to see. So we're just going to wait for a little bit more information. The last article that we have is something that I wasn't expecting when we first saw it. So Nickelodeon is doing what they're calling an all-star brawl, and it's basically here to compete with Nintendo's Smash Brothers. And we have a list of what we think is at least partially who is going to be in this game.
Well, yeah, because it says there's not a full list of characters, but these are the ones they know for sure so far.
Yes. So you're talking about Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Leonardo, also from the same show,
Turtles,
Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries, Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy. You have from SpongeBob SquarePants, you have SpongeBob himself, Sandy Cheeks, and Patrick Star. From Ah Real Monsters, which is a badass show, you have Oblina, you have Lucy Loud and Lincoln Loud from the Loud House, which is more of a newer
It's actually really funny. It's funny.
The last time I saw it was sitting in the...
Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It's really funny, actually.
Is that the show that you had on your house one time, and you told me to watch some of it because it was funny?
The son Lincoln Loud has like bleach white hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hilarious show.
Also, we have Helga from Hey Arnold. You have Reptar from Rugrats, Zim from Invader Zim, and Danny Phantom from the show Danny Phantom. Now, you also have 20 levels in this game, and that includes the Jellyfish Field from SpongeBob. You have the Technodrome from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is actually pretty insane, amongst others. And the game will include both single-player and multiplayer modes. You have both local and online support. And it looks like it's going to be up to 4 players.
That's pretty cool.
Now, if you want to have a game that is going to rival Smash, who else?
The Nickelodeon?
Then Nickelodeon.
I don't know who else you'd get.
Yeah,
because you already got Marvel, DC, Capcom, all of them have their fighting games already.
Here's the thing, though. It's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, so...
Well, yeah, it's going to be an immediate battle on...
Absolutely.
You know who wants to get them. But look, man,
look, let's be real. Smash is a fucking institution at this point.
Dude, it's an esport.
Yeah.
Like, dude, these people make fucking money, insane money off of this shit.
I'm not necessarily going to say if I'm Smash, I'm nervous, but...
Yeah, I'm not.
But put it this way, I'm more excited to play that than Smash Brothers. I don't have anything against Smash Brothers. I've played plenty, but I'm more excited about fucking around with that.
Yeah.
Because it's like Smash, but it takes me back to my childhood.
Yeah, this shit looks fucking... because the Turtles look like the classic 80s, 90s cartoon.
Weird that they went with Powdered... If you're going to go with anyone from Ren and Stimpy, that you go with Powdered Toast Man first. That's
well, he's strange. A superhero.
Yo, there you go.
That's why.
But can't...
No.
Oh, so these are all superheroes now?
No, I'm just saying.
Well, no, but that makes the most sense for at least for...
Give me log.
But again, remember what the article even says. The article... I said log. I was going to say log and article, and it came out larticle.
the article says that's not all of them.
Says this.
They may be in there.
Yeah, dude. We only know like a handful of the characters. So
yeah. Now I'm trying to think back to all the things that could be in there and will probably be in the future.
But here's the thing. This is like the same conversation we just had about Wes's fucking little anger issue towards Helga from Hey Arnold being in there.
I didn't have an anger issue.
Oh, you did. You yelled at Andy.
No, I said they could have... I thought they could pick somebody else besides that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally pick the guy the fucking show's named after, but hey.
That's like Ren and Stimpy, but they have Powdered Toast Man.
Yeah. They could have easily picked Ren or Stimpy.
Mm-hmm. But the second I said it was a superhero, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Man's calling you on all yo bullshit.
Look,
I
man,
just got the Death Star for West. Like, damn,
Look.
he's fucking got me good. That's twice today.
Look, run the hypocrisy. Let's go. I'm good. Let's just do it. I don't care anymore.
I hate confrontations. His
No.
brain's going crazy right now.
No, I'll just embrace the hypocrisy and I'll just run with it.
You know I'm just messing with you.
Make a long story short, and a short story long. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be getting this game fall of this year,
Sweet.
which is actually pretty good.
Damn, that's fucking soon.
Yeah. And look, I mean, we have the trailer that we've already seen. I can drop the trailer in the show notes.
Dope.
Give me so that way everybody can go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, I like it.
So,
Yep. This is the game for all those people that were wondering who from the Nintendo universe would fuck up who. Now you're gonna find out. People are gonna be real mad when the turtles get whooped the fuck up by SpongeBob and Patrick.
I will be.
No, when I meant people, I was thinking of you. Well, you want me to do it? Fuck yeah. Sweet. So, it's that time to connect with CGC. As always, you can reach us on consolegamingcrew.com. You can shoot us an email, consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. The best place to have any interaction with us is on our Twitter, because that's ran by Wes, and he's just so much better at it. We are at Console Crew. Don't lie. You're good. He's shaking his head no, but he's... Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Our Instagram and our YouTube are both Console Gaming Crew. I'm going to skip the next one. I don't know what this Facebook TBD bullshit is. We are a part of Boss Rush Network. You can find us, on bossrushgames.com. It is not just us, but an entire network full of content creators, other great podcasters, in not just the gaming universe, but other genres as well.
Yeah, they've actually branched out. Now they're also Boss Rush Entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to update. We're gonna have to update
Yes.
this thing then. And lastly,
Okay.
we have our Twitch. We are CGC Podcast. Wes Twitches most right now. I believe he said he's
Co-op. Yeah, I have my co-op streams on every Monday night.
every Monday night. He has his co-op streams. I will finally be back in the saddle for Freaky Friday, come this Friday when this releases. And yeah, we'll get back into some Outlast and pray for me. That's all I have to say.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and end this off the way we always do. I want to go ahead and ask everybody to please, as always, stay safe, wash your hands. If you feel you need to, mask up. And as always,
Game on.
Game on.
game on, y'all. Peace.